Go.
Okay, today's lesson is all about fractions. Fractions are division, which means all fractions are part of a whole. Now when you look at a fraction, you have the top number and the bottom number. The top number is called the numerator, and the bottom number is called the denominator. On some fractions, you see that the top number and the bottom are equivalent, which would look like this, where if you would divide them, they would end up equaling 1. This is called a unit fraction. Now some common benchmark fractions that you'll see are 1/4, 1/3, 1/2, 2/3, and 3/4.
And now we're going to have some practice. 4/5, 3/4, and 1/2. You need to tell me which is the numerator and which is the denominator for all three of these. You have 30 seconds. And now we will be talking about reducing. Now, what do each of these problems have in common? Take 30 seconds and talk about it with your classmates. Now, going back on what we already talked about, what both of these have in common, 2 and 6, we know that these are both divisible by 2. So, in terms of this, on this half, on this numerator, we would have a pi with only 2 halves. And on the bottom, we would have a pi with 6 halves. Well, if we divided this by 2 and we divided this by 2, you would have 1 in the numerator, which we always like, and you would have 3 in the denominator. So 2/6 equals 1/3.
Alright, now we're going to talk about what improper fractions are. Improper fractions are when the numerator is bigger than the denominator. These look funny. So now on your worksheet, I want you to look at your 3 fractions that you have, 6/5, 1/3, and 5/6, and take 20 seconds on your worksheet and tell me which one of these is an improper fraction. A step up from improper fractions is a mixed fraction. A mixed fraction is when you make an improper fraction, like 4/3, into a proper fraction. In order to make 4/3 a proper fraction, you see how many times 3 can go into 4. 3 goes into 4 one time. After you take 3 out of 4, you have 1 left. So the 1 is now the numerator. In the denominator, the 3 stays the same. So from this improper fraction, you now have the mixed fraction of 1 and 1/3. Now on your worksheet, you have 3 and 1/2, 3/4, and 6/5. And I want you to write on your worksheet which one of these fractions is a mixed fraction.
Going back to our reduction topic, 2 and 4, 2/4, can this be reduced further? Stop it. Back to our conversation. 2 goes into 4 2 times, so it would be reduced to 1/2. 2/4 and 1/2 are equivalent fractions. Equivalent just means that they're the same fraction, just one it may be in higher fractional form than the other. Now it's your turn. Time to tell me if these two fractions are equivalent. 2/4 equals 3/6. You tell me if it's correct.